Welcome back. In this video, we will discuss what is LangGraph. You might have heard of LangGraph or maybe not. It doesn't matter because in this video, we will demystify it. Let's get started. LangGraph is part of the LangChain family. You might see LangChain if you are building AI applications. It is a popular framework for building AI applications. And although there are similarities and overlaps between LangChain and LangGraph, there are also many differences. We will see that in fact, we might not require LangChain in order to build AI applications, agentic workflows, AI agents with LangGraph. LangGraph offers everything that we need. However, if we feel that we want to extend what we're developing, it's not a problem. We can do it easily by adding functionality from LangGraph. And you might be now asking, well, do I actually need LangGraph? I could, for example, just develop my own framework, maybe create some function wrappers, and that's it. Because in fact, as we've seen in a previous video, it's rather straightforward to develop agentic applications. And we also discussed how at their core, they are really about automation, they're really about following processes. And as we see, these processes can be sequential from step 1, step 2, step 3, all the way to the output. So they should be really easy. We might not need a framework at all, right? Well, this is a simple example. But what happens once we add some complexity behind? For example, we want to interact with multiple tools. We want also to have some analysis. And all this should work in a loopback form. Well, once we have this type of setups, we see that it gets quite challenging. And likely, the code that we will generate to wrap these processes might not be that robust. And once we want to extend it, we will face multiple challenges. So here's where LangGraph comes in. LangGraph allows us to have three main benefits: controllability, modularity, and scalability. What do I mean by that? Well, if we look in a controllability, it basically let us manage complex workflows. We can create very complex graphs with LangGraph. Further, we can define custom interactions between the multiple components in LangGraph. And as a result, we can have very advanced application flows that we can control. And if we look in modularity, we have the possibility to create components that can be reusable, that follow best practices in software engineering. And through this, we can mix and match the nodes, the different components. And not only that, but also we can have additivity in that we can create subgraphs and share those subgraphs across the applications, across multiple LangGraph applications. If we look in scalability, we see that with LangGraph, we can handle large request volumes. Therefore, it's not only about the complexity of the application itself, but also about bringing this in a production, having many users, thousands, hundreds of thousands of them, and yet delivering good results. that starts to sound much more complicated than what we'll have using just our wrappers, right? And not only that, we will be able, with LangGraph, to manage complex interactions and do distributed processing if we feel like. We are not obliged, but we can do it if we need. So, what are some key features in LangGraph? Well, as it is with any type of framework or software for graphs, for graph processes, we need some control flow, which will enable us to have cycles and branching. In addition, with state management, we can provide pauses and ways to resume states, therefore enabling that if we're having a process that's waiting for some output, for example, from calling an API, once the result from this API has arrived, we can continue that process. Not only that, but LangGraph has models and has features that enable human interaction, such that we can have human in the loop. For example, that prove specific actions. If we think about modern applications, we can't negate the fact that real-time processing is a requirement. Because with this, we can have streaming. And also, given that this is part of the LangChain family, we can integrate very smoothly with other components within the LangChain ecosystem. So, if we want to recapitulate, why do we need LangGraph? With LangGraph, we'll be able to have very modern applications. We will also integrate easily in the LangChain ecosystem, and we'll have not only basic functionality for managing states and also logic, branching, and similar, but also we have features such as handling streams, such as involving humans for approval, and so much more. So, although we can of course develop agentic applications directly in Python without any framework, we're exploring many of the features that make LangGraph a great option for building AI agents. Well, what are they? Let's see it in the next video.